Well, that worked out real good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Well, it'll be nice to be able to walk on this.
I'm excited about that.
So small victories. This one's actually pretty big.
Yeah, this one's huge, huh? Yeah, this would be very nice. Go ahead and grab it. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Oh, right here is fine. Very good. Sounds good. Couple low spots, but it'll all trowel out real nice, I think. How's it look down that way? Good. Sweet. All right, so looks real good, folks. Just gotta come in and clean up underneath where these rails were. Already got up there. Get up underneath that shaft. So yeah, pretty happy so far. And we'll start finishing this off a little bit. We'll just run the trowel across it. Get these spots where our rails were knocked down and smoothed out a little bit. And then we'll come back to it in a while again. We're not real concerned about a super flat finish, like smooth finish. We're gonna go ahead and just brush this, give it a texture finish. But I should say we do want it as flat as we can make it.
As it set up, like
Yeah, it's pretty stiff. So then as it just kind of keeps drying, you just keep hitting it and hit those marks again. It certainly don't need to be perfect, but you know what? That looks pretty darn good.
Not bad for an amateur.
I know, right? Still a little bit wet, but had to get those spots tidied up.
Have to take the bars out, right?
Yep. All right, let's give it a shot. I don't know if it's gonna turn out very good.
Did that turn out beautiful? Right?
Yeah. So we just want a light texture on this, so our fiberglass has something to key into and grab on. Finish is probably all right, but we'll just give it a little sidewalk texture, I think, and see what happens here. Don't know if it's gonna come out very well, but wow, I wish I had really long arms right now. Could have got that in one long sweep. Look out, hose. Well, it doesn't look bad. I'm gonna say, go for it. Go for it and go home. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You guys are the pep club rallying us on. What do you think? Is it good?
It looks good.
All right.
Feel good. Like it's sticking up pretty good, huh?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. I don't think it's too rough, even if it is, so what? All right, that's it, folks.
Yay.
I'm not gonna touch it because I know if I do, I'll just ruin it and it'll never look as good as it does right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
It looks
sweet.
good.
Very nice. Very nice.
I think it came out pretty flat. That rail, or those rails,
The screed rails?
yeah,
guys?
screed off of, that really made a big difference.
Yeah.
Yep. It looked good underneath. It was just kind of like rough looking, you know, like little pockets and stuff along the edge. And a quick couple of minutes and it was all smoothed out again.
Nice.
A little bit on the end, but I'm not gonna bother with it.
Nope, because we're just continuing that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. looks
All
good.
right. Sweet.
Boy, that broom has been great.
Good, I love this broom.
Yeah, funny actually, that broom had a long handle, a regular broom handle, and then it disappeared somewhere between the Barrens and Marmot Island.
It's somewhere in the Gulf of Alaska, I suppose, floating around.
Yeah.
At least we have the important part.
Right.
All right, well,
Awesome. Well, I'm tickled about this.
can't wait to put glass on it now.
I can't wait to walk on it.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. That is.
That's an even better one. Indeed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, everyone, we're just down here for another fun round of fiberglassing on the Emerald Isle. Got Tristan over here giving us a hand.
Oh, yeah.
What did we do so far today, T?
We just cut off some mats of the stuff, or we cut some sheets.
Cut some cloth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we cut all our sheets of cloth that we need for a laminate. Also restocked our roll of 090. Use it all up. That's why there's a yellow strip here that's just taped to hold the ends from fraying off. But yeah, we went ahead and did that, and we're just about to start another laminate. So this is Tristan's first time doing a laminate. Showing him the ropes. I think he'll do good.
Yep.
So, yeah, got our juice poured here. Haven't poured the catalyst in it yet, so that'll come now. Right, T? Dad's down in the hold doing some grinding. You might have noticed. All right, everyone, welcome back.
Yeah, just down here getting this shaft alley prepped. Not really a whole lot to do. I just took a little scrap of wood block and just rubbed all the concrete down just to knock off any loose pieces and pebbles and stuff. Just got to hit the side down low with a piece of sandpaper real quick. Got a little bit of concrete bleed water that went up the side, and then I'll give it a good vac and a wipe down, and we'll be ready to start glassing over this concrete to make a nice watertight fiberglass pan, essentially. Then we don't have to worry about any water that does collect in here, because it will. These packing glands are designed to leak. You want a slow drip, like every second or every couple of seconds, to lubricate the packing gland. And so water will accumulate in here and get pumped out. So we want to make this whole area watertight so water doesn't work its way down underneath the concrete, cause problems later. This afternoon we'll bust out some resin and get this all glassed in.
Yeah, start laying down our pan. That'll be nice.
Yeah, one step forward that needs to be done before we can think about getting the bearing blocks in or the shaft drop down here. So not a whole lot of prep work. This turned out really good. It's really flat and smooth.
I tell you what, sure is nice on the feet and ankles and joints.
Yeah, it's a shame it's all just gonna go away after a while, but such as it is. Yeah, but for now it's comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, it is nice to walk on again though and work on again. So we'll be spending a fair amount of time down in here still as we get our other components in here, the bearing blocks. Oh, these shaft alley covers, when they go on, they're gonna have to be tabbed underneath, so it's gonna be like being in a cave for a few days. It'll all have to be gel coated when we're done. So
Plenty of work to go still.
yeah, we got some time down in here, but at least it should be comfortable.
Yeah.
Throw down a couple of pieces of cardboard or something, some padding to lay on. It's going to be a tight fit. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get back in there. I'm hoping that the bearing blocks aren't going to pose too much of an obstacle. That's going to be the problem, is once they're installed to get past them. But I think if we do it in pieces working fore to aft, we'll be okay. That's our plan anyways. We shall see how it all works out. Things should line up pretty good as far as where our bearings will be. Our inspection hatches over the bearings that we can remove and get in there to service things or to check on it. All in all, this should be a really clean install. We still need to get some materials for like fuel lines that'll be running here. That's something that I need to do.
Fuel line and sump drains, well, pipes.
Yeah, probably a few conduits, service conduits running to this rear bulkhead that we can run aft later if we need it. If we need to run any wiring back to our lazarette or just anything, it's nice to have that stuff in there. Beforehand, it's pretty tough to do much with it later. We'll get this thing
Let her cook for
covered
a
up.
bit.
Yeah, get some heat into it.
All right. All right. So we've begun. A little pre-wet out here and putty fillet in the corners.
Nice confined quarters as usual.
Yep. Not always the most comfortable working space, but what can you do? It's a boat.
Might seem like a lot of extra work, but what we don't want is all this water getting down into these seams and working its way underneath this concrete.
Yeah, it'll also keep the concrete from degrading over time, even though it wouldn't really go anywhere, but keep your shaft alley clean.
Yeah, that other stuff actually was broken up in places, and all that stuff is going to end up getting sucked up into your pump. Got the possibility of plugging it up. Possibility of damaging things, so...
And also just as far as our plan for the bearing block, they'll just tie in really nicely with a fiberglass pan here. Add all that strength and transfer it and it'll be good.
Something about like that, I guess. It may be a little long up there, but
Nice.
let's see. How do I want to put this mat?
Probably in 2 spots. Yeah, double angle, huh?
Yeah. Probably just have to.
Patch everything out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, corners are always a little slow and fiddly, but this should go relatively fast. A little bit longer than a regular laminate.
Oop. What's that doing in there? There?
Hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, small roller was the way to go.
Yep.
A little more control.
Yeah, definitely.
Pack it in a little better. Alright, it's not gonna take you long to get that piece done. I'll go cut another piece of mat first, right?
Yeah.
And then,
It's gonna be tricky doing this.
yeah, like I guess you'll have to be off the side.
Yep.
All right, welcome back, guys. So just a little housekeeping this morning down here on the project. Tristan's doing a little fiberglass sorting. These are all our cutoffs from our laminate sheets here. So he's just tidying them up and stowing them away in the tote there so they don't get trashed. Yep. Cleaned out over here. It's gonna be our stack spot for the panels that we finish up. Just kind of cleaning up. It kind of became a dump in here. Get into project mode and quit cleaning up after yourself, and it becomes hard to work. So much clutter and stuff around. So right now we have our next swath of concrete warming up. The other one up there we finished yesterday or the day before, but warming this next bit up. Turned out it was just easier just to do a single swath rather than try and do the whole thing. That way we can kneel on the concrete from either side and reach the working area a little easier rather than sit on the side of the stringer and be uncomfortable. What you doing there?
Oh, you know, just tidying up these rolls. Just cutting off any stray and loose parts or pulling them out. Just making them all nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep, up till now we were just sticking them in a box, which worked for a little while, but there's just too many cutoffs now, and we don't really want to keep stacking them up and letting them gather gel coat and dust and any other kind of particulate. The plan for the cutoffs is to use on our deck joint all the way up and down the sides, both port and starboard, and might even go ahead and cut the rest of that out and just patch it, because if it's anything like the rest of this was, then it doesn't have long in it left. So you can kind of see that I had patched right there. That was back when we did this old troll pit, when we covered it up, and it was just like a hairline crack, and it seemed like I ground it back enough to just seal it back up. But looking over here, can't really see any, but there's probably some cracks in there somewhere that'll just work themselves open as soon as we tear the shelter deck off. So better just take care of them now while we're all covered up, and then the deck joint will be solid for many years to come, no matter how long we take to actually get to the deck itself. So that's the plan there. So we'll just let the substrate down there finish warming up, and then I think we'll do a layup down there, and later on we'll lay up another panel up on the table here and just kind of keep chipping away at these slow things. So spent the last couple days just trying to wrap up this forward area here. Got this whole forward chunk of foam tabbed out fully up top too. That lower part. And now we're just gonna get this last chunk right here tabbed in, or not tabbed in, but laminated. I think just going full thickness there, 90, 45, 90, and 2 matte. And then same thing for right here. This is the concrete ballast, last of it. Just gonna wrap some cloth over that direction, so, and see where we ended right here. So wrap that around and it'll just come and butt up right there. And it'll be a nice clean finish. Once we get some gel coat down, it'll be, yeah, bulletproof. So I also chipped out some more concrete yesterday over here in the corner there. You can see that. Not really much different to see, but that's in order to get a chunk of foam into right there. That's the stopping point to where if we ever pull out this forward bulkhead for any reason, which we probably will eventually, but if we ever do that, then that's the spot where we can just start. Like, we'll rip off the bulkhead and we won't have to come further aft than that. And that's the idea, to where we wouldn't have to disturb at least the inside part of the sump. But for today, we're gonna go ahead and get some glass laid down in there, get that all buttoned up. Pretty excited about that. So we'll get started here.